Hey guys, it's Jason with the Board Game Mechanics, and today we're going to take a look at the fourth entry into the Dark Cities quadrilogy, and that game is called Bristol 1350. Bristol 1350 is the newest entry into the Dark City series from Facade Games. And this game plays from, well, it says like 2, but you really should play it for like 4 to 9 people. And pretty quick. I mean, I would say this game probably would never take more than an hour, depending on how many players there are, because it's pretty fast. And what you're doing in this is you are trying to get out of Bristol without getting the Black Plague. It's similar to like the werewolf mechanism, where once you get the plague, you always have the plague, but you may look like you don't have the plague. So it's got that kind of thing going on. You're trying to lie to people, tell them you don't have the plague when you have the plague, all that type of thing. So you're trying to move through these cute little carts, which we'll talk about later, and through some interesting card play to get out of town first. That's it. So that's enough talking about it poorly. Let's go down to the table. Check it out. All right, so here's a game of Bristol 1350, all set up for 4 players. To set up, you're going to roll out the mat, which is this little board here. You're going to put out the 3 carts, which are oak, cedar, and birch. Oak, cedar, and birch. And get the dice out, put them off to the side, so we're good to go. You're going to give each player 2 symptoms, which are the green cards. And what that basically means is going to be a value of 1, 2, or 3. And if they start out with 2 3s at the beginning, they put them back in to get new cards, because if you have 6, a total of 6, you have the plague, and you can't start the game with the plague. So we'll do that. We did all that. Once we've passed out the symptoms, we'll add some 4s to the deck, shuffle it, give each player 2 remedies, put the rest of them there, and each player is going to get a player power, should you want to, or you can just play it without player powers on the other side. And then we're ready to play. Randomly determine who goes first, which we've done, which is red. They get this sweet first player card here, and then we're going to play. So on your turn, you have a couple options. Well, I guess I should tell you what you do, what the point of the game is. The point of the game is to get from the beginning to the finish, either with everybody having the plague and you win, or to not have the plague and be in a cart with someone or by yourself, not having the plague, to get out of the race. The way you're going to do that is you're going to have one of 4 actions you can do. So you can, first thing you're going to do is on the beginning of the round, the player who has the silver first player card is going to roll the dice. So we do this. All right, so this is the die rolls that we've gotten. So this is in reference, this color is in reference to this cart. This red goes with the red cart. This white goes with the white cart. Now, from this point on, you have one of 4 actions. You can re-roll 2 of these dice. So say red wanted this card to move. The card is going to move 1 space for every color of their die face that's showing. So if red really wants this card to move, they're going to re-roll. So I'm going to go ahead and do that. I'm going to take this apple and this one, and I want to re-roll it. So red now has 3 and white has 1. So that's the first thing you can do in your turn. Then we're going to go to this player. They have the same option. They can re-roll 2. They can draw a remedy card, or they can move a pawn, or use their special ability. So there's 4 things you can do. So moving a pawn basically is a couple things you can do. They have some names, but effectively what you can do is, if you're in the back, you can move your way to the front of the cart. You can also push somebody out of a cart. So if I was this player in the front, I could push this back player out of this cart, and they would go to the back of another cart. If the carts are all full, they could fall out and they're out of the game. Or you can elbow, push, and I think there's one more thing, but effectively you're just jockeying positions in the carts. So that's moving. So what purple wants to do is, they actually want to re-roll. So they're going to re-roll 2 of these because they want to try, actually they want to look at their cards first. So we each have 2 remedies cards. On your turn, you can play as many of these as you want. There's a hand limit of 3 of the remedy cards. So what they're going to do is, they're going to go ahead and play a remedy. What's this one? Nope. they're going to play this. They're going to play the alms. Allows you to view a new coin and give it to any player. So what that means is in this bag there's some coins. The coins are going to have, maybe you have a plague, you might not have a plague, and there's one other face. So let me pull one out and let's see what it is. Cured. So this is a cured token. No one else is going to know what this is. So they can keep this, which means they are always cured of the plague unless they're in a cart with someone that has the plague, or they can give it to somebody else. And they're actually just going to keep it. So they're going to put it face down so no one knows what it is, and they're going to keep it. So they are cured of the plague. This card will get discarded, and then they get to take their action still. So they're going to go ahead and roll like they were going to do before. And more red. All right, so that's that. Back to white. What do they have? They have some alms, a whip. They're only at a 3 in their symptoms, so they are not even close to being a plague yet, so they're not going to worry about any cards right now. They are in the red one, which they feel pretty good about, so they're just going to draw a remedy card. That's one of the things they can do in their turn. And then blue, they're in this one. They want to roll a couple reds, so they're going to roll 2 reds. All right. And now we're going to move. So the first thing we do is each cart is going to move based on the amount shown on a die. So this one's going to move 2, 1, 2. This one's going to move 2 because this one was in the lead. It's still in the lead. This one's going to move 2. This one's still in the lead. All right. Then any color that has more than 1 rat, which is this symbol right here, has to get a new symptom. It's going to basically go in like the pool over here, and you're going to maybe get sicker. So everybody in this cart, which is blue, of course, all the way over here. So this guy is going to take their 2 symptom cards and add another one to it. They're going to shuffle them. They'll discard 1 because you can only ever have 2 symptoms. And then their new symptoms would be, ooh, they're really close to being the plague because they got a buboes, which is nasty. So they might want to get rid of some of that. And then whoever's still in the front of the lead car, still first player, and we would roll and we would go again. So I would roll and we'd go again. And that's effectively how you're going to play the game. You're going to keep doing that type of thing, playing as many remedy cards as you want, jockeying around some symptoms, getting in and out of the carts, trying to just be in a good cart so you can get out of Bristol without getting the plague. So that is Bristol 1350. Let's go to the top, see what we think about it. All right, well, that was Bristol 1350. First, let me say, I love this series. So I have 3 of them. I have Tortuga, I have Salem. I'm terrible with the dates. And I have Deadwood. And my buddy let me borrow this one so I could do a review because I like these games quite a bit, and I didn't back it because I'm a slacker. So that out of the way, I like these games a lot. Now, let's talk about the components before we get into what I think about the gameplay. This is the deluxe version. It has some awesome metal carts in the 3 colors. So that's cedar. This is birch, I believe. I'm terrible with the colors. And then this would be oak. Really amazing. Got the people sit inside, which I still have them in there. It has wooden or metal coins that are 2-sided that are going to have if you're cured, if you have the plague, all that. And these look gorgeous. These dice are incredibly detailed. Easy to see what they are. The colors are easy. Everything. This first player card, awesome. I mean, that doesn't need to be there, but it looks amazing. The board, they like to do these boards, and I think every game but Deadwood has like the mouse pad type player board that's real small, but it works. You don't need a ton, you just need a representation of where you're moving to. This one does it. Everything about this game, the art, these characters have gorgeous art. I mean, there's nothing to complain about here. Everything is amazing. Production value, off the chain. This box looks like a book, like all the other ones. I'm pointing over there, like you can see, you can't see. Looks amazing. Like there's no complaints here. Literally the production is top notch. Can't go wrong with it. Now let's talk about gameplay. So I don't know how well this came through in the video. This is effectively kind of a a social deduction type game where you're trying to play each other to pretend or, make people think you don't have the plague when you might. So maybe they'll work with you or you can screw them over, that type of game. So that's kind of what's going on here. I didn't show that really in the overview. I just kind of showed the core mechanics and mechanisms. So it's hard to simulate the interplay between people in a 1-player, 4-player game. So keep that in mind. That's kind of what the game is. Now, the mechanisms of the game are still great. Getting to re-roll the dice to determine how far each card's going to move, drawing remedy cards, playing the remedy cards that are going to mess people over, help you get a little healthier so you're not playing, chicken with the plague, using your special powers, which I didn't show at all. Each character has some special powers. Just so good. These coins that are not even in the base game, I mean, they're in the base game, but you don't play them in the base game. So fun. Everything about this is cool. I don't love the social deduction piece of it, but the way that these games work, I like it. So, yeah, this should be no surprise that this game will get a BGM accepted seal. And I'm going to give this an 8 out of 10 because I really like it, which is 4 out of 5 wrenches on our arbitrary wrench scale. That means absolutely nothing, but we give it to games that we enjoy. This may not be my favorite game in the series. I think that's still going to be Tortuga because I like the pirate theme a little better, and I like the card play in that one a little bit better. But this is good. And I played this 2-3 times. If I played it more, it might even get any higher. I played Tortuga a lot more, so that's probably why it's higher. But this is still great. If you had a choice between any of them, I would say this one, Tortuga, Salem, Deadwood, if you really want to get that one. That's not my favorite one. But Tortuga, Salem, and this one can't go wrong. But this is solid. And the production elevates it. So good. So that was Bristol 1350 for Facade Games. I'm Jason with the Board Game Mechanics. And as always, keep gaming.